All right, all right, all right. Welcome to week 5 NFL predictions with 4 football guys calling and talking about sports. I'm here with my executive committee of geniuses. A little bit early in the morning for us, so we're trying to wake ourselves up by doing the right thing and betting on sports. Um, Here with our team, starting with Bill Martin Jr. How you doing today, Bill?
Great. I'm doing excellent. What a way to start a weekend.
I know exactly. Kieran McVan, how are you, Kieran?
Pretty good. Watching some
I
Premier
like
League soccer.
I like the hoodie look. You running for senator?
Yes.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I like that. All right. I think they just passed a law that says you can't do that. So I'm sorry, you're not going to Congress. And
Can't wear
our
hoodies.
final expert, Justin Ricciardi. How are you, Justin?
Living the dream.
Living the
Nice
dream?
hair.
Yeah. We
Thank you,
haven't
Bill.
mentioned last week's Giants game yet, so you can live the dream for another couple minutes. But
Yeah,
we're
I don't know
dedicating.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, there wasn't anything. Nobody played last week. We're dedicating this week's show to our number one fan, Grace Martin. Grace has been on the Bryce Harper recovery plan. She went in the hospital, had on Tuesday, had a tumor removed from her brain on Thursday, went home on Sunday, and was watching football games. So, Grace, love that you're home and doing well. And we got her picks for every game, and she has a special theory to choose who's going to win each game. And so we're going to have our. She couldn't be with us today because it was in the morning, and we shouldn't do anything prior to 7 o'clock in the morning. So, but we have her picks, and we're ready to go. All right. So our first game this week that we're going to go over is the Jags and the Bills from England, man. Groovy. So we're going to start with Justin. Justin, how do you think the Jags are going to do on their pseudo home field out in London?
Yeah, it is so funny that the NFL just
Well, the NFL just plunked them out in the middle of nowhere and said, okay, you can't get any fans in Jacksonville, so we're going to move you to London.
yeah, it's just like, you just go there and play a London game. You want to actually stay there and really ship another team out to go play it. So
Justin,
pretty
hey,
funny.
Justin, hold on. You sound like RFK Jr. You gotta change your mic around a little bit.
Yeah, I can't hear. I don't know what's going on.
That's good.
I like that.
Nope.
I like that political plug too. RFK, we love you, man. All right.
Shout out
You're
RFK.
like
That's the
robotic.
podcast, RFK.
Is this good?
Yeah,
Yeah,
better.
we can
It's
hear you
good. I like it. It looks like a headband.
Yeah, I think my headphones like just died. So I'm just gonna keep them on to pretend that I'm wearing them. Um Actually no. You know what? F it. It's America. I'm gonna take them off.
Hair. Let's first before we go on, let's compare hairstyles today. We got two men with hats, and then we have you versus Kieran. I mean, seriously.
Is that even a competition? I mean,
Look, look at that hair. Only Mahomes has a haircut like that.
Yeah, I need
That's
a haircut.
Kieran, I don't know what that is on your head. I don't know what that is.
that is NFL facts on his head. That's what
That's
that
a
is.
mop. That's a
All
mop
right.
right
So
there.
so Justin, what do you think about them out in Jacksonville?
Yeah, the offense is pretty solid. They've definitely had some they've been the unfortunate beneficiaries of some bad luck. I think the offense is still solid. The defense is really, really bad. And I think they definitely have a bit of an advantage, obviously, like staying out there and not having to travel.
Mhm.
But the Bills are just an absolute wagon right now. I don't I'm not really sure what the Jags are going to do because I don't think the Jags can get a single stop. I think Josh Allen's just going to run up and down the field, and it's going to be pretty tough. I think I
He
expect a
looked
lot
like
of
a freight
points.
train last week. Did you see him? Like anytime he decided he wanted to gain 15 yards, he just like ran people over, and he was faster than the entire other team. It was unbelievable.
He's a monster. I wouldn't want him as my quarterback just because obviously I would want him as my quarterback, but I would be scared watching him because he just seems like he's like one hit, like he just willingly takes contact. And it's like if he was my quarterback, I'd be like, dude, slide. Like just don't take that hit. Don't take that hit. And he's like, oh no, that like 300-pound defensive lineman, like I want to go hit him. It's like, okay, go for it,
He
John.
happens to be 6'5", 240 pounds himself, so he inflicts a
Yeah.
little bit of pain.
True.
Hey, Bill, do you think it's bad luck that the Jaguars had this year, or is it just the fact they have Trevor Lawrence?
No, it's the fact they have Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's just a loser. He doesn't like to win games, and I think they played
Two
a
national
terrible.
championships? He did actually win 2 national championships in college.
Who cares? Different game,
Is
completely
it the
different.
hair? Is it the hair that is that what really you
No.
have hair?
It's his face and how punchable it is. I think that they played a terrible team last week, and I think they're going to face some real talent coming up. And I think they're going to come in saying, "Oh, we're rested." Like they're thinking the same thing we're thinking. So "Oh, we're rested, we're ready." They're a big team, but they're going to come over the transatlantic, and they're going to spank the hell out of the Jaguars. Are you kidding me? I mean,
This
they
is
are
this
an
is
unbelievable team.
this is your line too. 5.5. That's like your favorite number for a team that you expect to steamroll. Why?
Favorite number all day because 2 field goals at the end of the game. You stretch your lead a little bit, but you slow down. You get a couple stops. I love 5.5 points.
Do you like the Bills at 5.5?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like the Bills? You like the Bills and giving away 5.5, or do you like Trevor Lawrence losing by more than 5.5?
You could definitely do a under on passing yards for Trevor Lawrence for tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. I just like the Bills. I think the Jags are going to have a lot of trouble. I think they're just going to have too much trouble with a team of that talent, which I don't think we've seen. I don't think we've seen too much talent from Jaguars opponents so far this year, if I'm not
Now,
mistaken.
what do you think about the comparative defenses? The Jags' great defense versus the Bills' defense. Who are you going with on that?
Me?
Yeah,
It'll be you.
Are
Here.
are you awake there, Kieran?
Oh man. I mean, the Jags didn't have to travel this week to London, so I mean that's good. The Bills had to fly there. The Jags literally got to stay there and party with the British, which is pretty sick. So the vibes are high. They're a high vibes team right now.
You're not a vibe guy. That's Bill's thing.
What?
You're not a vibe guy. That's Bill's thing.
Yeah, but they're in England right now, and they're probably at like a Premier League game or something today. So that's pretty sick for them. The vibes are definitely high.
It's
And-
Premier League.
And
There's Austin Powers that say, "I'm telling you, man, it's not mine, and I ain't betting." on it."
it's a home game for the Jags. I mean, London is literally their second home.
I don't think it's a problem for the Bills to fly 5 hours to go over and kick somebody's butt. Do you?
It could be jet lag. I mean,
So
The
what's your pick? You tell what are you picking? You got $10, you got to put it on the Jags or the Bills minus 5.5.
what's the over under?
48.5.
Over under 48.5.
Over. Give me over.
Give you the over.
I think the Jags
All right.
offense is pretty good.
Justin,
And
what's your call?
obviously the Bills offense is pretty good too.
What's your call, Justin?
I'm gonna go.
He's now going to go the under.
It's painful.
Mr. Fade
I'm gonna
Kieran.
go Bills minus 5.5.
Yeah, Billy.
Wait, what'd you take?
I don't like it. I don't like it, and I don't love it. But
The Bills minus 5.5.
I'm going with the Bills
Mm.
over there in London.
Me
You're
too,
right.
Justin.
Pip pip
It's-
cheerio.
Bills 5.5.
Pudding.
It's not going to be a rocking stadium. It's not. It's NFL in London. It's much.
Oh, it's
You
never
can dress
rocking.
You can dress a pig up, but it's still a pig. They don't care about American football. So
Yeah, they
I'm
literally
going-
just wear whatever jersey they have.
yeah. Well,
That's how
right
that
now
works.
they probably all have Jags jersey because it's the only team that shows up in London. But no, the Bills win this game. It's not even close. The Bills are on a roll. So the Jags put some numbers up, but I would go with the Bills minus 5.5 and probably hits the over. All right, moving. By the way, Grace's pick on this one. Okay, she likes the Jags. She likes the uniform. not a big fan of Trevor Lawrence's hair, but she's going with the Jags and she's taking the points because she's an animal lover. That's her call. Jags
Hmm.
plus the points. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. So we're moving on to our next one. Ravens Steelers. Ravens and Steelers are playing in Pittsburgh. So you immediately bring the point total down. Place will be rocking because that's what you do. You go to the Steelers game, you drink Iron City. Billy, what do you think of that game? It's -4.5 for the Ravens.
This game's kind of tough for me. I I think that Lamar's got some people hurt, and I think the Steelers have a pretty good defense. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So I just
Steelers have the coolest coach of all time. The man is always angry, right? He doesn't care. He won by 30 points. He's still pissed about something, right? And that's the best part. His defense is always pissed. They're Mike Tomlin defense. So that's what you're going to get. They're playing a division rival, and Mike Tomlin's pissed off attitude is going to go right to their defense. But can you stop Lamar? I don't know that you can stop Lamar.
Sure you can
Justin,
stop
what do you think on this one?
He can be stopped.
This one kind of confuses me a bit. If I was a Steelers fan, I would be hoping that Kenny was out so that Mitch would play because I think Mitchell Trubisky is slightly better than Kenny Pickett, especially considering that Pickett is injured, wearing a heavy brace, and can't really move around much. So I think the Ravens roll here. I hate saying
Did you
that
say Mitch Trubisky is better than any other quarterback in the NFL?
Would I say he's better than any other?
You just did. You said
Is he
he's
better than
actually
Zach Wilson?
better
Oh,
than
no, no,
another
no. No,
quarterback in the NFL.
he's better than Kenny Pickett.
You don't think he's better than Zach Wilson?
No, my comment was just that Mitchell Trubisky is a better quarterback than Kenny Pickett.
Ouch. That is not a glowing review of Kenny Pickett.
No,
What about a fully healthy Kenny Pickett?
probably more or less the same. Pickett's just not very good, and his mobility is going to be limited. He's in like a giant brace. He can't move laterally. I don't.
But Mitch has been stealing money since the second he was drafted.
Yeah, but
He's a 2 draft pick.
Isn't
and
that
has,
the American dream though?
yeah, he's just living the dream,
He's
collecting
literally he is
paychecks
the
and sitting on
American
the
dream.
sidelines holding the clipboard.
Hmm.
I think the
True.
Ravens roll here. I think Lamar has 350 total yards.
Jeez.
What you call?
Wow.
Ravens
Steelers at home.
-1.5. Odell Beckham to score a touchdown. He's back.
Steelers at home. What do you got?
Oh man. I mean, you got to think after last week where they got blown out 30-6, they're going to have a bounce back, right? Like they're obviously going to play the Ravens hard. It's a divisional matchup, but I mean, it's probably a game that I'd stay away from because, like Justin said, Kenny Pickett's playing. He's not very good, but like I said, last week happened, and Mike Tomlin's going to get the team amped up. That's for sure. You lost by like 24 to one of the worst teams in the league, and you were supposed to cover that. You're supposed to win that game with ease, and then they got blown out. So,
Because
I think
Stroud's
they're
better than Pickett.
huh?
It's because
I got elevated to
Pickett.
doctor. I got a PhD. I like that.
Stroud is playing pretty well. Is he the best quarterback in the draft?
He was my one.
Is Stroud not it?
No, I think Stroud's very good. I think
his numbers are insane.
He's and this is not a disrespectful way. He's kind of like a Jimmy G case where you're going to need to make sure that the structure around him is really, really good. Like it is now. Like he's a very underrated wide receiver group, and Bobby Slowick is drawing up some absolute gems for him on the offensive side of the ball. So I think he's in a really good spot right now. Hopefully it continues to progress as the O-line gets healthier.
Yeah, but back to the Steelers game. Yeah, I would stay away from it. I mean,
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the idea of a bounce back when you get your butt kicked 30-6. It is
Why not?
divisional game. Well, because it's like, oh, I played horrible, so I'll do better next week. Well, yeah, sure you will, because you can't play
Mhm.
like crap the entire time. But it doesn't mean you're going to be able to make up for that. Now, Kenny Pickett hurt with the Ravens defensive line. He's just going to sit back there and get smashed. So it's going to be like the Hulk coming in and smashing the guy. So I think the under is in play at 38. And I agree with Justin. I think Lamar has another good game. He's got a tight end. That's all he needs. He's got my boy Zay Flowers, who nobody's ever heard of before, as his number one receiver. And he's been throwing the ball well. So they're going to have to respect the pass a little bit, and that frees him up. They start. So I really don't. I think it's going to be a low scoring game, but I don't think the Steelers put any points up. And the idea that Mitch Trubisky is better than Kenny Pickett give me more confidence in my pick. Ravens throw the points, even at 4.5, my least favorite point spread of all time. 4.5.
I thought 7.5 was.
It's down at 4.5.
7.5 is my
my
least favorite. 7.5 is my least favorite.
7.5 is a bad spread.
4.5 is bad because most NFL games are the field goal difference, and so you're better off second. What Billy said, move it up to 5.5 to get better odds, because what game ends 25-20, 26-22, nothing like that. So you might as well
25-20, that might be a scoregami.
No, it's happened. That's happened.
Let me look.
But anyway, I go with the Steelers. I go with the Ravens. I throw the points, and I think the Ravens win by more than a touchdown. All right, next game, an important game, Eagles-Rams. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention that the Grace's pick for the Ravens and the Steelers. She will never pick the Steelers because they have the world's ugliest uniforms. She refuses to go with that hideous Steeler and goes with the purple of the Ravens. Ravens in a blowout. That's Grace's pick.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yes.
Grace.
It's kind of strategic picks and analysis that we love on this channel. So next one, Eagles at the Rams. They're playing away in SoFi Stadium, which will not be an away game for the Eagles, will it, here?
No, it will not.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because do the Rams have fans?
Not
I
that
don't
anyone
think
could
so.
identify, no.
No, they
Matt
don't.
Stafford's wife is a fan.
She
I mean,
is. Doesn't she buy beers for people, or is that the Reese Hoskins?
That's Reese
one?
Hoskins last year.
Oh
That
yeah.
was-
Speaking of which, you gotta wear your Phillies card, man. You
Wait, did-
gotta show the love right here.
did
You know what I'm
guys see
talking
the-
about?
Did you guys see the Philly? Was it? I think it was the Philly fan that bought a whole section of fans a beer last
How,
game.
how do you even do that? Like, how do
Those
you transport that many beers?
He
I
got
don't
like
know. The guy
five.
was just standing at the end of the aisle and he was like, "Let me see your ID." Someone bought you guys all beer.
He literally got like 5 beer vendors, and there were like 2 aisles, and they just handed beers.
I
Insane.
love that guy. I love that guy.
What a guy.
Reese Hoskins' wife was doing that during the playoffs last
Yeah, she
year.
was. I remember that. But Eagles Rams, yeah, it is going to be a tough game for the Eagles, just because with Cooper Kupp coming back, you don't know what he's going to be like. That was the issue. He could still be. He hasn't played in a while, so he could be slow out the gate. He might not. He might have. I don't know if he's going to have like a snap limit or something like that. But Puka Nacua is freaking sick. So
It's huge.
Such a fun name,
They have
too.
what's that?
Such a fun name. Puka Nacua.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a beast.
I was surprised at how big he is for a receiver. He's like a tight end with speed.
He's a beast. And I think the Eagles are probably gonna have some trouble guarding both of them. With Bradbury and Slay, you don't really have any the safeties and linebackers for the Eagles are just so bad. And then if you just have a competent tight end against the Eagles, you're gonna probably succeed.
Well, Eagles give up a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of points to tight ends. Their statistics, I think their passer rating against tight ends was in the 140s. I mean,
The Eagles just have never prioritized the linebacker position. So if you just throw it in the middle of the field, you're probably gonna succeed against them.
Billy, what do you think about a -4 spread for the Eagles?
I mean, this is going to be a really tough game for the Birds. I'm still going to take the Birds -4 because I have faith. I see the end of this game, uh, you know, where we make a beautiful defensive stop in their home field and completely crush any hopes of them coming home to their wives happy. That makes me smile on my hardest
The
day.
wives are hot. They live in LA, so the
I
Rams
know.
are going
And they can't even smile about that because they're so upset they lost to a team from Philadelphia. The over under is also as equally exciting to me at 50.5 points. I just love that they're setting the bar that high. I think this is going to be a shootout of a game. I think it's going to be a tough one for the Birds, but I'm riding the Birds wagon. I'm going to go 4.
Listen, what are you looking at? As a Giants fan, you like the idea that Eagles have to go all the way across the country to play the Rams?
No idea who the Giants are. Yeah, I'll be honest, and this pains me to say, I don't think this is going to be much of a game. I I think this is the end of the Rams party balloon. I don't see the Rams having much success at all. And the Eagles defense has not been great this year by any stretch of the imagination. Um, but they have a elite run defense, so the Rams are going to become immediately one dimensional, and the Rams offensive line is just a disaster. So I don't see how Stafford's even going to be able to hit guys down the middle or have later deeper plays develop. Like I don't even see it happening. Stafford also is super banged up now. Like he had a hip injury last week, and he was saying in his post game presser, like, "Oh yeah, I just like couldn't feel my leg." Like he's like, "Yeah, I just like couldn't really feel it. I was just like gutting through the rest of the game." And it's just none of this sounds like a good recipe if you want to go up against an Eagles pass rush that's one of the best in the league. And then on the other side of the ball, the Rams defense is just like Aaron Donald is very good, but outside of that, the rest of the defense is pretty atrocious. They have like one of the worst secondaries in the league. This all pains me to say. I think this game isn't close, to be quite honest. Like I really just don't think it's close. I think the Eagles win by double digits at least.
I love your analysis, and I wouldn't touch
I
it.
hated my analysis.
It was genius. It was as if we had Morton Anderson here. I mean, whatever the guy's name on the ESPN. We have all of the gurus came out of your mouth. Every information came from your mouth. That was brilliant analysis. But I don't like this game. I don't like the fact that the Eagles defense, the pass defense is weak. They gave up way too many points to Sam Howell. Who? Look, did you see what happened Thursday to Howell? He was horrendous. So you had the Commanders the week before, which were destroyed. Then they played the Eagles and they tied us in the last minute. And then they got annihilated again. So what that's telling me is that we can make superstars out of anybody. So I'm not liking that, but I do like your analysis of the defensive line of the Eagles versus the offensive line of the Rams. The only way to stop Matthew Stafford, and his whole career is the same way, is you collapse the pocket and you crush him. And when you do that, you have a lot of success against him. And if the Eagles continue to use that pass rush and do what he did last week, which was send one more guy once in a while, that was so effective last week. They would send a fifth guy on a delayed blitz, and there's so much pressure on Howell at the end that it came through. I don't like the number at -4. If it dropped, I would take the Eagles. I think it comes down to a field goal, and the Eagles have the best, most clutch field goal kicker in the league next to Justin from the Ravens. So Justin Tucker. So I would take the Eagles if it was at 3. I'm not going to lose any sleep. I'm still going with the Eagles, but you know, they got to have help from the defensive line. Grace, in her pick, Rams are bad. Eagles good uniform. Jalen Hurts, handsome. Definitely, all the money goes on the Eagles. Throw the line. Throw the points out there. That's her analysis. Eagles take the -4. Easy pick for Grace.
I'm sitting with Grace on most of these. I feel good about that. You guys are on the wrong side of this bet.
Not me. I'm Eagles -4. I'm taking it. Not a problem with that one. But Grace's logic is impeccable. You can't like the Rams uniforms, terrible helmets, horrible coloring. Got to go with the Eagles. She especially likes the throwback Kelly Green uniform, but she's okay with the standard uniform and Jalen Hurts being the guy. So that's a good call by Grace. I'm going with her too. Chiefs, Vikings. Playing in Minnesota. Does that matter, Kieran, at all?
Mm.
Do Minnesota people even care about football?
I think they care, but they shouldn't because they're horrible. I mean,
Wow.
they're
Good
just.
morning, Minnesota.
Are the Twins still in the
This is a lot-
playoffs? Can't they
Yes,
just
they
worry
are.
about the Twins?
They're facing the Asterisks.
Yeah, they're onto
The
the Twins
Twins.
already.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
The
win
Twins.
either.
The Twins won one series, their first playoff game in 20 years, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, the Twins." They're going to get swept by the Astros.
You
So,
think?
yeah, Astros are unfortunately.
I mean, the Astros almost missed the playoffs.
Huh?
The Astros almost missed the playoffs.
Until they won their last 4 games and the other team lost their last 4 games. And
They
so the
still almost
Astros,
missed
with the
the
best
playoffs.
pitching staff in the history of the world, come into the playoffs on a roll. Not a good equation.
You think the
What's that?
Astros, this pitching staff is better than the 09 Phillies pitching staff?
The one that lost? Yes. Phillies still lost.
The Asterisks.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
They're-
whether they've beaten the drum to
Can we
cheat
talk
again or
about
not.
Kirk Cousins choking at home for a second? Let's get back
Oh,
on
sorry.
topic. I don't think it matters whether or not Minnesota Viking fans show up to the game or not. It does not stop Kirk Cousins from choking on the football.
Yeah, but it's not a primetime game, Bill.
Who cares? The guy
Well, Kieran knows CPR.
He
so
has
we're-
no-
Oh, wait a minute.
Kirk Cousins
it-
cares.
It is a primetime game. It's a 4:30 game
That's not a primetime game.
for the
Primetime
NFL.
is 8. No, primetime is 8. That's
If-
primetime. That's
well,
just
if
the
you-
late slate.
If you're in the
Nah,
middle of
this
the
is-
Atlantic Ocean, it's 8 o'clock then.
Damn.
NFL 4:30 game is the #1 game. It's going to be the one on Fox. It's got Kirk Cousins' name written all over it. It's got the Kirk's got to throw a couple of picks at the wrong time.
Yep.
The way are we worried about this thing?
The
What
skull.
the hell is that?
The skull.
What was it? Yeah.
Skull. Yeah.
Is that what the one is? Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Do the fans do that? Is that what they
The
do?
fans do that when they throw their jersey on Rocky and
I
try to
guess.
come into Philadelphia and mess with us.
The 4 o'clock slate is horrible.
I know.
You have
Well, the
Bang-
Chiefs-
Vikings, dude.
Bengals, Cardinals, Jets, Broncos, Chiefs, Vikings.
Chiefs Vikings is a sick game. The 4 o'clock slate usually sucks every week, honestly.
Yeah.
But the
Well, this
Vikings
one-
aren't good.
Why is this game even marked as close? Why is 3.5 this spread on this game?
Because Patrick
I mean-
Mahomes only likes to win by a field goal to keep everyone like thinking that they have a chance to beat them. So in the third back end of the third, early fourth quarter, they
gosh.
sit down and then they win by 3 points.
It's 53 over under, so they don't expect them to sleepwalk through the game. They just expect the Chiefs to play well enough to win.
Patrick Mahomes just allergic to covering the spread if it's above 3 points. He just does not like the spread, and he wants it to be away from him.
So he's a point shaver. What we're getting down to is Patrick Mahomes is what intentional or not, he's a point shaver. Is that what we're saying?
100%.
Well, I don't think he's a
Wow.
point shaver, but I think that I think that you are right that the Chiefs will always have a close game early in the season, and it's usually a field goal, and their field goal kicker's automatic, and they don't worry about it. So they just drive down. I mean, why didn't he go in the end zone and make me $10 last week? He slides at the 1 yard line. Just go in the end zone.
That's smart football.
Yeah, and he was looking out for me because I had the Jets +9.
Yep.
That was horrible. He's at the 1 yard line, and all he has to do is make a right turn and cruise into the end zone, and he slides.
Yeah, but he's a NASCAR driver. He doesn't know how to turn right.
Mm,
Mm,
mm.
He's like Zoolander.
That's analysis you won't hear anywhere else on the internet. I can guarantee that. Patrick Mahomes cannot turn right.
That's right. Does he have blue steel and Magnum?
Blue Steel and Magnum.
That's Zoolander. Come
he's
on.
not.
Oh
he's
yes,
not
I'm not a
getting-
movie guy, so all the movie references, I kind of just always nod and giggle.
All right. Well, the Chiefs -3.5. Bad point spread. Anybody going with the Chiefs -3.5, or are we going with the Vikings in that skull?
We have valuable intel that might be relevant, though. Is Taylor Swift going to be at the game?
Great
care.
question from Bill.
Don't care.
Is he going to be there?
Oh,
So ratings, boom.
Kieran is so
absolutely.
tired of seeing Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she's the worst. I hate her.
Well, I'm sure she can't hear you over her stacks and stacks of millions and billions of dollars and fans that love her.
That doesn't
You
make
are-
her any better.
You are in the minority. I want you to know that how much Travis Kelce's jersey sales went up 400%.
Mm-hmm.
400%.
I still don't care. She's so annoying.
All right. Well, is there anywhere you can look and see an NFL commercial that doesn't have the Kelce's on it?
Well, yeah, I
mean-
mean, obviously they're gonna exploit the situation that's being that like it's smart by the NFL. Like they're playing it extremely well, but that doesn't mean that it's not annoying. That's like the Eagles tush push. It works every time. Like,
Yeah,
and
it doesn't work
it's
for other
annoying.
teams though. The Giants tried to run it and it looked like the worst play in football history.
Mhm.
60% of the time, it works every time. The tush push.
The Eagles are
They're
good
gonna
at
try to
kicking
change-
each other's butts for sure.
Trying to change the name of it to to something Philly, because it's the only team that makes it work is the Phillies, or the Eagles. But I don't know. So I'm taking the Chiefs. I just don't like the Vikings in any way, shape, or form. I don't like 3.5. I can get it for 3. I'd be a lot happier. And he just disappoints so many times and relies upon his field goal kicker to kick it at the end. But if you got to choose between Kirk Cousins, but I will, and winning a game that's going to be nationally televised, and Patrick Mahomes, you got to go with Mahomes. But Jared, what you call?
Hmm. I mean, I feel like the game's gonna be close because Vegas is never wrong, obviously. So 3.5. I'm going Vikings plus 3.5. Isn't it
Justin?
crazy how Vegas is like never wrong? Like, how do they always get it so perfect?
What does that mean? They're never wrong.
I feel like,
They're
like, how do
definitely
they,
wrong
how do they set their line so well though?
because they are very good at their jobs and they have a lot of smart people that bet into the market to tell them where to move it.
That interview must be like, have you ever used the phrase, this is a lock? And if they say yes, they're instantly denied entry.
Yeah. I took the Chiefs -3.5. I would be shocked if this comes down to a flat 3. Shocked. So I think this is the bottom. I think this is the bottom of this market. So I'm grabbing the Chiefs.
Billy? Are you a Swiftie, Bill? You going with the Chiefs?
I'm not a Swiftie. I
Thank
do
you.
like I agree with Justin. I don't think it's going to go below 3.5 unless you have DraftKings. Shout out DraftKings, sponsor this podcast. where you can adjust to have it be 3 points, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the loss in the odds. Right now, the odds are uh, minus 125 for 3 points. It doesn't move too much. It makes me feel a lot more comfortable based on the behavior of the Chiefs.
If you feel comfortable, that's all that matters.
All that matters. I feel comfortable, and then they can take my money after I feel comfortable about it.
Shouldn't you be comfortable with being uncomfortable though?
Does
Stay
this
hard.
stat does this stat hit anybody else hard? 88% of the bets are on the Chiefs.
Oh,
88% of the bets are on the Chiefs. That's a
Mm.
lot.
I guess 89% now that I'm on them and Bill.
Chiefs minus 2.5 is minus 144. It's not bad. I mean, I'd probably drop the line to 2.5 and win by a field goal just in case, take my money. But Grace's pick on this one. Not a Swiftie. She likes Taylor Swift, but that's not the basis of her call. She likes the red uniforms, and she says Travis Kelce, good looking guy, works on TV, going with the Chiefs, laying the points.
Wait, she
Yeah,
doesn't
you
like the
have a
purple
lot of
gold. The
beef.
purple gold is a good color scheme.
She went purple with the Ravens. She's balancing. She's balancing. She's going like the Phillies. She's doing this.
Kieran's
Okay.
just angry. We should just like not. He's just in a bad mood, right, Kieran?
Yeah.
She's going with the Travis Kelce, the Kelce Swift, just like the Eagles, Kelce Swift, and she's saying, lay the points with the Chiefs. Going there.
Hmm.
Our last game of everyone saying the game of the week, Sunday night's game, Cowboys Niners. I think it's going to be a dog this game. I don't like this game at all. Billy, what do you think about this one? Cowboys, the arch enemy of the Eagles, and the 49ers, the other arch enemy of the Eagles.
I disagree. Don't give San Francisco that much credit. We are not arch enemies with them. I think the Cowboys and the Eagles are the ultimate Batman and Joker, and we have 2 Batmans on our team.
We
So
do.
they, to me, feel like the Jokers. They're clowns.
There's 3 Batman on our team.
I think they're clowns. Specifically, Dak is a clown,
Wow.
and
Ooh, harsh words.
I love San Francisco this year. I like
Ugh.
Brock. I think this is their year to shine. They're proving it. If literally one person gets hurt, their entire season's over. I think this game's going to be a shootout. Picking the over for sure. 3.5 is a terrible spread. Dropping that down to 3 points.
Wait, what's the total?
Total's
45.
45?
45.
45.
Absolutely taking the over.
45 is a key number. It's 24-21 is a very high volume score. 45 is a pretty tight number. If you can get the half on top of that, I would agree with Billy on that one.
On the over?
You like the over, Bill, or the under?
Over.
Over.
Yeah, I like the over. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I like San Francisco. It's gonna be close. I'm dropping it. I never take 3.5. Just by principle, never like it.
You're just not a 3.5 guy. That's
He's a
fine.
known not 3.5 guy.
Not 3.5
No.
guy, not 7.5 guy. So I'll always drop it to 3 points and be comfortable there. I might
Take
parlay this over and -3. That'll give
Take
me
the push and move on. All right.
I was waiting
Justin,
for-
what do you think of Mr. Irrelevant? Is Mr. Irrelevant relevant this week?
I think I don't know. Purdy is so confusing. I really don't think he does a whole lot. That offense is just like a cheat code.
Mm.
He does deserve credit for doing what he is doing. Like, I don't want to take anything away from him, but I just don't think he is an elevating factor that's like, wow, like the Niners are unbelievable because of Brock Purdy. They were doing the same
But he's
thing.
not
with
a negative. That's the key. He
He's
doesn't
not a
make
negative.
mistakes.
He's definitely not a negative. I don't know. The Niners are weird. The Cowboys are also weird. This is a game where it's like the line. If this was at 3, I think it would just end at 3. Like, I don't know, it's at 3.5, which, like, if people like Dallas, those 3.5s would be gone by now. So I don't really know what's going on here. I feel like if this thing ever gets to 3, then it's just gonna get popped right back up because someone will grab the Niners. This is just gonna be an absolute dogfight. I think that the Cowboys are the better team overall. And I think if the Cowboys can figure out a way to get Purdy off his spot and disrupt the timing, like so much of that offense is timing centric, where it's like Purdy takes the snap, and like based on his footwork, 1, 2, 3, drop, 1, 2, drop, like everything is just timing, 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 timing. If you can knock him off that timing, he turns into Brock Purdy again.
Did you just say that the Cowboys are the better team over the 49ers?
Yeah.
Where?
Offensive line's finally healthy this week. Dak is a good quarterback despite common belief. The offense overall is very good. The defense is good. They have a great pass rush. Like the Niners are good, but it's like the Cowboys have, if you're gonna have a recipe to knock them off, like it's what the Cowboys do. Where it's you can score enough points and you can get to the pass, you can get to the quarterback.
All right. Karen, why have the 49ers had so much success against the Cowboys in the past couple of years?
I can't answer that question, but
Doesn't it come down to Dak? Doesn't it come
yeah,
down to Dak?
Dak is bad. He is bad. But
He
I
is
think
not
this
bad.
week is what?
What does that mean bad? Like below average? He's not below average.
I think he's average.
Him or Kirk?
I like Kirk Cousins.
I like Kirk
I'm a
Cousins.
Kirk
Oh
guy.
my God. No way. First of all, I'm jumping in here. Dak is not bad. Dak is not bad. I hate the Cowboys. I don't even like Dak. But Dak got a bad rap last year. He had 11 interceptions, right? And they were all over him. He turns the ball over. 4 of them were tips. They were tipped balls, right? The guy threw about 7 interceptions in the time that he was playing. He had 2 or 3 bad games like everyone has in the NFL. His statistics this year are off the charts. He's got like no picks. He's throwing touchdowns, 300 yards. Dak gets a bad rap. I like him. I mean, the guy will take the tough yards if he has to run the ball. He throws the ball very well. His Achilles heel is if he makes a couple of mistakes during the game in passing. But Dak Prescott is a what's that?
You're a Cowboys fan?
Hell no.
Sounds
Hell
like
no.
You sound like a Cowboys
No.
fan.
Yeah, you
I
sound like
just
a
can't.
Cowboys fan.
I just can't believe how the media hypes up that Dak turns the ball over. Dak turns the ball over. Look at what he did.
I mean,
They
does
were
that
tipped
maybe
balls,
that
drop
means that
passes.
maybe
What's that?
his wide receivers just don't like him, you know? Maybe they're like, I don't want to catch this. This guy stinks. Or they
Let
throwing?
me
so
tell
they-
you that
maybe
actually
they're throwing the
happens.
game so they lose Dak Prescott.
That happens. It's Cowboy history. Danny White had great statistics and back in the 80s, and his wide receivers complained so much that they were setting him up, that he was setting them up to get nailed over the middle, that they pretty much voted him out as the starting quarterback. But Dak's problem last year was not really turning the ball over. His receivers are dropping balls all over the place, and he took the rap for him. The thing I like about him is he's a leader. He takes the crap and keeps on going. They draft they get a quarterback from San Francisco as if they're going to replace him. He shakes it off, and he has one of his best starts ever. Now, all that being said, I think the Cowboys are a really good defense. They really hurt when they lost Diggs as a corner when he got hurt. They're a really good defense. I think the offense is playing well. They're not a better team than the 49ers. And because Purdy doesn't turn the ball over, that system suits him perfectly. He's got incredible wide receivers. He's got the second best tight end in the league, who he doesn't even use, which he'll probably have to use this year. And they have the best player in the NFL, Christian McCaffrey. The difference in this game is going to be the versatility of the 49ers And the one thing we haven't talked about is the pass rush. The thing that bottles up Dak and gives him the hardest time is the fact that they collapse the pocket and they move in on him. He can't scramble. He can't extend the time, and they get to him. And so I think this is going to be a great game, but I think I think the 49ers are going to do well. And one little known statistic, Purdy has the best passer rating of any quarterback in the NFL against man-to-man defense. He's top rated. And the Cowboys play a lot of man-to-man defense. And so I think there's going to be points scored. I like the over, and I don't like the 3.5 because I think it's going to be a close game. I would
Oh man.
love to have this game at 2.5, but I may drop it down. But I say 49ers win this game. I think it's going to be entertaining. I think it's going to be plenty of points. And even though they have both good defenses. And the 49ers have their number. There's something in their head. The Cowboys think they can play with the Eagles, but they have something in their head against 49ers.
Is it maybe because McCarthy's a horrible coach?
It could come down to coaching. It really could. Now, if this was the NFC Championship game, then that would flip-flop because Shanahan would find a way to lose the game, right? So,
With McCarthy, though, it'd be a battle of losing the game.
who wants to lose
They
it
would try
more?
their best. They would be giving it the old-fashioned try.
I don't know why McCarthy taking over the play calling has somehow helped a little bit. I don't think it's great. I don't think the play calling was all that bad last year, but it was a change. But McCarthy's just not a good coach. I mean, he won the Super Bowl to spite himself. So I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm going with 49ers. Justin, that change your mind?
Nah, I'm rolling Dallas. I really don't want to take Dallas.
In San Fran? I mean, look at all the destruction that the 49ers have done to the Cowboys over the years. Joe Montana's pass, going back there. Steve Young beating them. I mean, the last 2 years knocking them out of the playoffs. They're the Cowboys' kryptonite. Come on. They got a big S on their chest. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, is going to light them up. Come on. Work with me here.
Cowboys plus 3.5.
Well,
Sticking to his guns. I like it.
Billy, your call?
Kieran? I just said my call. Over and San Francisco. But I would like 3. I don't like 3.5.
I'm going for the worst bet in sports. I'm going for the under in a football game.
Punts.
Who do you think wins the game?
Oh,
Come on, give us a tie, Kieran. Give us a tie. 0-0 tie.
man, I don't know. Damn. Both defense so good, but the 49ers offense is so good also. I don't know. I don't know.
Gotta pick one.
I'd go
Pick one.
49ers.
In a close one.
But
All right, but I got one
I think the Cowboys cover.
I got one question for you, though. If you were writing a script in a movie and you wanted to name someone who is that kind of guy that is like, he's a jerk. He's the guy that everyone hates when he walks in the door. And wouldn't you come up with that name in that script and call him Brock Purdy? I mean, isn't that like
Call him Trevor Lawrence.
Carson Wentz.
You could literally throw any quarterback into that offense, though, and you could throw Zach Wilson into that offense, and it would probably find a way to work.
Jimmy G was amazing.
The weapons are just
offense.
so good, and
Nick-
they have such good play calling and such a good system. Like
Nick
it's
Mullins was a competent NFL
Yeah.
starting quarterback with Kyle Shanahan. Like, I think that is like it is mind-boggling. Like, the guy hasn't gotten a single snap since he's left San Francisco.
Brock Purdy isn't good if
Meaning-
he's anywhere else.
I just think the name, just the name itself.
It is a
You're
TV
like-
character name. I see what you're saying.
Oh yeah. What'd you call him? What'd you say?
He's TV character, Brock Purdy. He plays for the state. They will never say the state for copyright
Something I
issues.
could. You'd see it on Toy Story, like Oh, hey,
Brock
Brock
Purdy,
Purdy.
yeah. Brock Purdy seems like the high school quarterback that like thinks he's way better than he is, and he's just like a jerk.
He
Yep.
always wears his varsity jacket everywhere that has like a million
Yeah.
letters on it.
Yes.
In college.
Has all
In
the
college, you
all
wear.
the patches.
But then
Yeah.
one game he just gets annihilated by the defense, so then he gets humbled and like turns into the like he has like the flip around story where he just becomes a nice guy.
Yeah. He like bullies the freshman quarterback, and then he gets his knee blown out and befriends him and coaches
And
him.
now he's the water boy who is who gets the award at the sports banquet.
He just needed to be humbled.
That's right.
Disney
But
Channel.
the real Brock Purdy, who's Mr. Irrelevant, is a Pro Bowl guy. So I love him. All right, last pick of the night though for Grace. Okay, it was a tough choice. Very tough choice.
This is a tough one actually for her.
Yes.
Like jersey wise and handsome wise.
I know, but she's an Eagles fan.
She's
So-
got 49. Yeah.
Picking the Cowboys would make her Judas, and winning money with them would be 30 pieces of silver. So she refuses to pick the Cowboys. Put the money on the Chiefs, on the 49ers and Christian McCaffrey, who is good looking, and they have decent uniforms. She's
course.
going with the Niners and Christian McCaffrey. That's her call.
I mean, McCaffrey might be the best looking guy in the NFL.
All the reason for Grace to pick the 49ers. All right, boys, that's it for our show. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.